Throwaway for obvious reasons. I'm only calling this man my dad because he legally is. I-17 F was a product of one night stand that happened before my mom and dad got married. My mom had slept with her high school sweetheart when she saw him during her party. It was naturally assumed that I was my dad's kid since there was no reason to really suspect I wasn't. He had gotten a job where my dad worked, and my mom was acting so cagey that even I, a usually oblivious kid, had noticed that she was being weird. I guess that combined with the fact my biological dad and I look quite similar made my dad get a DNA test, and it revealed that I wasn't his biological child. Hell broke loose after that, with my dad interrogating my mom, who was stubbornly not saying a word until my dad threatened divorce, and then my mom caved and told the truth. My dad divorced her anyways and had my mom take full custody of me. He also told me that I wasn't his responsibility since I wasn't actually his kid, and to ask my real dad to take care of me, along with other shit that I'm not going to type out because it makes me want to put my fist into a wall. My biological dad wanted nothing to do with me and moved away months after the divorce finalized. My dad had visitation, but obviously never used it, and moved on with his current wife. My mom blamed me for my dad divorcing her, so she pretty much just handed me over to my aunt, who told her to stop using me as an emotional punching bag once she noticed that I was being mistreated. We have had very little contact since then, and I think of my aunt as my mom more than her. Now here's where I might be an asshole. My dad recently reached out to me, saying that he's been going to therapy and realized that he shouldn't have taken out his anger about my mom cheating on him out on me, and that he really wanted to reconnect with me. I decided to meet up with him to politely tell him, while I do appreciate that he acknowledges how he treated me was wrong, I have zero interest in him getting involved with my life and vice versa. He insisted we meet at his and his wife's house, despite me wanting to meet in public. His wife wasn't there at least, but it was still super awkward. I tried to break it to him gently that I wasn't interested in being in his life again, but my dad refused to accept it. We could leave everything in the past, and that his wife really wanted to have me around. He eventually said that he loved me so much, and that I shouldn't keep holding what I did against him since he learned that he was wrong to do so. I kinda just snapped, since he kept steamrolling me, and there was no actual apology for what he did, so I told him point blank that I could never love him again after what he did. That shocked him into silence, and I took that as my chance to leave and drove back home, where I told my aunt what happened. She was sympathetic for the most part, but suggested that I should apologize for telling my dad that I could never love him to clear the air, and then part ways. It's been a couple days since this happened, and I haven't heard from my dad since then except for him texting me that his wife really wants to meet me without mentioning what I said. I didn't feel anything in the moment, but now I'm starting to feel guilty about what I did. This was the first story, all's well that ends well, right? And now let's start with the second one, which is titled, Husband's Mistress is Harassing Me. It's been a week since my husband's affair partner decided to contact everyone in my family she could reach, anyone carrying my maiden name via FB at Insta, to tell them she knew my husband. She had tried to contact me, but husband had blocked her on my accounts. So last week, I receive a bunch on family's friend request, people who are not so close, just carrying the same name. Man, my sister called to say a woman contacted her to claim she knew my husband and needed my contact info. I told her to give it to her, and here we are. They met on Tinder strictly for sex. She fell in love with him and wanted more. They stayed together for a year. We were newlyweds when he started cheating with her. There were other women, 5 or 6. He doesn't remember. He sent her a private document of mine by mistake, carrying everything. That's how she knew me. She said she wanted to let me know. I just jumped into problem-solving mode. I told my sister I knew about it. Said the AP was crazy and just a stubborn ex. I consoled the AP and told her she can get better and to stay strong, and that she was so nice to tell me and to just move on with her life. I thanked her and was gentle to her. Then I asked her very nicely to stop contacting my family. Husband begged and cried not to end the marriage. He said he never meant to cheat, that he was always true to me in heart, but it was just sex to him, and it had no meaning. I am in a kind of daze. The AP insists in having a relationship with my husband. She threatens us if he blocks her. She tried to end her life previously if he left her. He threatened then to end his life if I leave him. We also have a small baby. What is this? Did I walk into a madhouse? What's worse is this woman comes from a well-connected family and offers him money and positions, and the police won't do anything if we file against her for harassment. If he blocks her or doesn't reply to her, she says she will contact my family. I didn't even stop to think what I want. I just want them to go away from me. I don't want this humiliation anymore. Our wedding just happened less than 2 years ago, and I am the humiliated bride. I told him to go with her and leave me alone, but he says he loves me. He thinks we should just continue to softly deal with her so she won't hurt me. I don't want a divorce now. I work 2 jobs, we just put an offer and a down payment on a house, the baby. I just can't deal with anything else. We were planning to go off contraceptives to try for a second baby this fall. What do I do now? I am so confused. Thank you for watching the video until the end. I remind you to subscribe and activate the bell to always stay updated. See you soon.